Hello, my name is Peyton Booth. I'm a high school student in Texas, and I would like to share with you my Christ awakening journey. During the first, I'd say 12 to 13 years of my life, I didn't really see Jesus as this really relevant person. He was more of a means to a moral life than really the king of anything. He was more of like this just tiny compartment, and he was necessary for staying in church and being a good person and being a nice person. But outside of that, I didn't really get that he was important. And that really played out in my life with the way that I related to people, the way that I saw people, the way that I looked at God and related to Him. Sin was just running rampant in my life, and I knew I needed something. Something was missing, and I just didn't understand that everything that I ever needed could be found in Christ. When I was 14 years old, I got invited to go on a mission trip to Quito, Ecuador, and at the time I didn't really want to go. He really poured into me that week in ways that I had never ever heard before, that I had never heard before, that I even knew was possible. At the end of that week, it was like something clicked in my head and in my heart, and I finally understood that Jesus isn't irrelevant outside of church. He's completely relevant. He's the king of all that. He's reigning, he's the champion, and his grace for me is completely sufficient, even though I made a mess of things in the past. And I'm really thankful that now he rescued me from my twisted mindset of him just being really tiny and not important, and he's just ballooned up, I guess, in the way I see him and the way I can revere him for who he is and his greatness that I never understood before. The difference it's made in my life is night and day. It really has changed every aspect of who I am compared to who I was. It's changed the way that I look at people and relate to them. It's changed the way that I see God. I never knew that you could actually enjoy God until He showed me He can be a lot of fun. And I know I'm really new to my journey with Christ. That happened when I had just turned 15 years old, and I'm only 17 years old today, but I would invite you to join me in this journey with resources at ChristNow.com. They're really geared to help you see Jesus as a reigning king and a reigning champion, and not just some means to morality. He really is. He really will come through for you, and I encourage you to look into that and dig into that.